Regardless if it's in a bottle or can, I'm going to be reviewing a beer today, guys.
Oh, BC's Beer Review. BC's Beer Review. It's another episode of BC's Beer Reviews, man. And it's 75 degrees outside right now, and the wind's coming out from the south. So you might hear a little bit of a windy rustling noise in my video today, because this might be the last time I do a beer show outside. So they say tonight is going to change for me as far as weather goes. So this is going to be my probably last episode outside. Okay. Well, today we got ourselves Shorty's Brew Company. Shorty's Brew Company. Huma, lupa, licious. India Pale Ale. A complex hop and malt theme park in your mouth. Ain't that crazy? Why so crazy? You know, this one here, it's like 8. You know, like a couple of ones I had weren't bad. And man, give it a minute for that to settle down. Alright, well, as you can tell, some of that heads went down. Okay. And it's an Indian Pale Ale. It's a 7.7 ABV. Now, this one reviewer I seen says it has 140 IBU. Okay. And that's what I've seen off of this one reviewer. Okay. And it's brewed, bottled, in Shorty's Brewing Company in Elk Rapids, Michigan. Yep. And, you know, if you guys ain't familiar where Elk Rapids, Michigan, it's north of Traverse City. Okay. Well, I'm not going to show you where Traverse City is, but Elk Rapids is about here. Okay. It's about right here in the state. Okay. So, yeah, that's where Elk Rapids is at. And, you know, I've had a couple of beers off of these guys already so far. I've had the Uber Goober and the Bill and Ted Most Excellent beer, the one that they had for that movie that came out for Bill and Ted's Face the Music movie. Now, this is the third beer I'm doing by Shorty's Brewing Company. And it's just one of them things where it's like, it's another one. Michigan, it seems to me, I'm sure every state can say this, but Michigan seems like it has a ton of beer companies around. I don't know if it's like because of the water, or the people, the consumers, or if it's all three, but I like to think it's all three. And I was just talking to a guy a couple of weeks ago, or not a couple of weeks, a couple of days ago, and he was saying he was visiting some friends down in Florida. And, you know, they lived in Michigan, and they moved down to Florida. And, you know, they were saying that for some reason, the pizza in Florida tastes different than it does up here in Michigan. Okay? Now, I just live south of Detroit. Okay? Probably about, if we're talking downtown area, probably about 20 miles from the downtown area of Detroit. Okay? And I kind of get it in a way. Firsthand, it's salt water and they got to treat it. But then again, they got like small patches of, really small batches of fresh water in Florida somewhere. But, how much does it really get salt water into it? Because of all the hurricanes and stuff that hit it, you know what I mean? So, it kind of makes you wonder. I get it. You go out to these rural areas in Michigan, probably rural areas in any state, and you've got what they call hard water. Now, since I've basically lived in the city, we get what they that's called soft water, which is basically any water you could use. It's coming straight out of the tap as is, unless their Department of Water Services is having some problems. You're gonna have to boil the water, but that's a different story altogether. Now, if everything's all hunky dory, we've got soft water that we use for washing our clothes, doing dishes, making coffee, cooking with, hand washing. If you can think of it, we're using soft water for everything in the city. Now, when you're living in the rural areas, you've got what they call hard water. And sometimes you've got to treat that as such, as hard water. You get a lot of things that you need to get out before you start drinking it and whatnot. And since I don't live out in rural areas, I'm not going to even try to pretend that I know what goes on out there, how you got to treat that kind of thing. But enough about the water, let's get to the beer. Okay, so yeah. Now, like I said, these guys have never done me wrong. As you can see, I'll let the head disappear, and this is supposed to be really hoppy. Oh, this is so hoppy. I mean, really hoppy. Yeah. So, man. And this is looking pretty good to me. And, I mean, yeah. Kind of cloudy. Kind of like an IPA should. So, I mean, it looks like I'm not getting no carbonation off of this thing. So, really hoppy. A white head. Well, I mean, you've seen how white that head was when I first poured it. So, I mean, this one's really looking good. And since it's getting into that season where generally IPAs are like for the summer mostly, but I figured since it's been good days, like it's supposed to be 75 today, I figured it's a good day to do an IPA. And since I've had Shorty's Brew before, I figured why not? Or as Jack Burton would like to say, what the hell? And if you've ever seen Big Trouble in Little China, the movie with Kurt Russell, you know what I'm talking about. Now, let's get to tasting. Yeah. Now, I'm getting the hoppiness off of this. I've looked, maybe I wasn't looking in the right places. I can taste that citra off of there for sure. The hops, I can't tell you what it is. I couldn't find what hops that they were using, but it tastes really good. I mean, it's kind of bitter, but it's good. And like I've said, I've never had a bad beer by these guys. So, yeah. And this is 12 fluid ounce bottle. And let's see here. Yeah. This is really good. I like this. Now, to me, it seems like if I have a craving for this, I would get this. But you gotta, in a way, have a craving for this. I get a lot of you guys have a certain style that you drink. And, you know, sometimes you'll check out an IPA or whatnot. And, you know, it's just one of them things. It's got a good, clean mouthfeel. Well, for the most part. It's lingering on the tongue a little bit. A little bit. Not like that Two-Hearted Ale where it was just lingering on forever. You know what I mean? And as far as... yeah, I'm not getting no sediment on this. So, apparently, that's the thing. I'm kind of taking a risk on this one. It doesn't taste old to me. And Shorty's Brews Company, please, if you're watching this, please put dates on the bottle. Like on the neck. You know what I mean? Like right in this area here in yellow. So we know either the best by date or the born on date. either way. You know what I mean? So I was kind of taking a risk on here, and sometimes, not every time, but if you get sediment on the bottom, it means it's been sitting for a while. Unless it's a wheat beer like the Oberon, where it's supposed to be like that. Okay, now you've got to be pretty good on noticing these things, and I'm starting to get better at it. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm still learning, basically. So this one seems to be still fresh from what it tastes like and looks like. So yeah. Yeah, see this, sorry, this is what the bottle looks like. And I would say this is pretty good beer, especially with a 7.7. You know, when you get these like 5.9 and higher APVs beers or IPAs or what have you, now you're in my neighborhood that I like to be in, okay? Anything below that, it just means I've got to drink more. And I'd much rather drink less with a higher ABV than more with a less ABV. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them things. This one, I'm really digging it. I mean, I would have to give this one a 7 out of 10. So, yeah. Like I said, this is by the Shorty's Brew Company in Elk Rapids, Michigan. Like I said, it's right here. So, giving this a 7 rating. And, you know, in a way, I love doing these Michigan-based beers. I mean, so far, unless they're old, it seems like I'm never going to run out of beers from Michigan. You know, especially when they start producing their limited runs or holiday specials and whatnot. So, it's kind of good to live in Michigan for beers. But then again, if you check my videos out, you know I kind of branch out into other areas of the states or world depending on the beer. Well, it's like I've always said, drink responsibly, don't do nothing stupid. Peace out, brother man. Peace out, sister girl. And I'll see you next time in the next BC's Beer Reviews.
BC's going to drink some beers, so take a seat, baby, have no fear. He will certainly bring the cheer, so sit down and don't move that rear. BC's gonna review some beers.